In Daniel chapter 7, we see 4 great beasts rise up from the sea. And the first beast is a lion with eagle's wings. Okay, so this lion we know to be in Revelation 13:2, where the beast has a mouth of a lion. And in Daniel it says it's a lion with eagle's wings. And Daniel says, the first beast I saw like a lion with eagle's wings, I beheld, so the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth. So we know that the lion has wings of an eagle, and the wings are authority. And that authority is plucked. So what are the eagle's wings? Well, we know this is Nebuchadnezzar. We know this is the Antichrist. The great eagle, which had great wings, long winged, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, came from Lebanon and took the highest branch of the cedar. Verse 9, shall it prosper? Shall it be roots thereof cut off, the fruit thereof that it wither? It shall wither in the leaves in the spring, and without great power of many people to pluck up the roots thereof. So we have the prophecy of the eagle and the wings and the plucking up of the roots, the plucking up. So this is the plucking up of the wings, the eagle's wings from the lion. We have stated clearly Trump is the Antichrist, and this is the 7th, and the mystery of the prophecy of the plucking up of the eagle's wings is what we're witnessing right now. Now, to my audience, of course, the lion with 2 eagles' wings should not be a new concept in Daniel 7. It's unfortunate that with everything that went on with the election, I didn't see any one of you guys pick up on this. But again, in the coin, we have the lion with the sword. Okay, so this represents the Persian Empire and the authority of Cyrus and Cyrus' decree. That's what this is a cylinder here. This is Cyrus' cylinder. This is the decree of Cyrus. So what they did is they did this temple coin when Donald Trump moved the U.S. Embassy. Okay? And it says clearly what Cyrus did is he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. So this is really the main prophecy that the Antichrist, Donald Trump, must fulfill yet. Okay? But you can see, so Cyrus, they're representing as the seal of the Persian Empire with the lion. But in Daniel, it says the lion had 2 wings of an eagle. Okay, so here they're representing the wings of an eagle as the seal of the United States. Of course, and if you look inside there with the stars, you can see that forms the Star of David. So he charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. Okay, so the focus is Jerusalem, not Washington, guys. So this seal of the authority, Daniel clearly says that the wings of an eagle are plucked. Okay, so the wings are on the lion, and then they are plucked and he rises up from the earth. Now I want you to remember the other side of the coin with the peace deal. So other side of the coin, we have the dove and we have the olive branch representing the peace deal. Now this is very important. I want you to record this in your mind as we look at the wings of an eagle. That's the wings of a dove, but the wings of an eagle is Nebuchadnezzar. And we're going to look at that as it relates to the peace deal in Ezekiel chapter 17. I just want you to remember this coin because this is showing us everything that we're seeing take place now. Now, at times, the prophecy can appear to be confusing when we look at these beasts and these different things. So it's probably necessary for us to do a little review and discuss some of these beasts. So here you can see, as we've been telling you, Daniel 7:4, the lion with 2 wings of an eagle, with the eagle's wings. Okay, that was the first beast. The second was, I think, a bear. I can't remember if it's the second bear or the leopard, but basically you have 4 beasts that rise up, all right? The first is like a lion, a bear, and a leopard. Now, once we overlay the scriptures one with another, we can see a perfect alignment. So when it talks about the leopard has 4 wings. So we saw the lion had 2 wings of an eagle. Well, the leopard has 4 wings, and the leopard has 4 heads. So we know this is what's being discussed as the 4 notable ones Okay, the four heads of the leopard, and this is in Daniel chapter 8. Okay, so Daniel chapter 8 clearly identifies the leopard with the four heads and the four wings. Okay, so that's Daniel 8. Daniel 7 talks about the leopard, the bear, and the lion. And there's also a terrible beast, but that terrible beast is the beast system, the full beast in Revelation 13. So who is the bear? The bear represents the east, Persia. Bear is over Moscow, and he has 2 ribs. He has 3 ribs in his mouth, so 2 other nations with Moscow, Iran, China. Okay, that forms the eastern portion of the 7 mountains. Okay, so this is why we're watching not just the United States, guys. What we're watching is that, see, the Antichrist can go from one mountain to another. He can go from the USA to Jerusalem. We'll watch and see, okay? But we do know that those beasts are very significant. And this is this lion with 2 wings of an eagle, and those wings are plucked, okay? So he is the 7th. We've been saying the same thing, guys, for many years now. So just because the outcome of the election is not the way you would anticipate going in the Antichrist's favor, okay, the prophecies are still happening. The prophecies are still being fulfilled. Now let's go back to Ezekiel 17 again. In Ezekiel 17, again, it was a great eagle with great wings, long wing, full of feathers, which had diverse colors, which came unto Lebanon and took the highest branch of the cedar. So clearly what we have here is this great eagle, okay, and great wings. And we know this is Nebuchadnezzar because the Most High himself states such within the prophecy. However, as it goes through the prophecy and it begins to describe what's going on, it's talking about the Antichrist, Nebuchadnezzar, making a covenant with the Jews, with the Prince of Jerusalem. So, let's look again what it said. It said, shall it, without power and great many people to pluck it up, even by the roots. So here again, we have this great eagle, and we have this plucking up. All right, shall it prosper? It shall wither. Now, what it's talking about here is the covenant. Say now to the rebellious house, know you what these things mean? Behold, the king of Babylon is come into Jerusalem. Okay, so the king of Babylon as a type of Antichrist is going into Jerusalem. That's what it's talking about here in Ezekiel 17. And has taken the king thereof, the king of where? Jerusalem. And the princes thereof, and led them into Babylon, and he has taken the king's seed and made a covenant with them. Okay? So the covenant is very clear on the coin. As you could see, clearly the dove, okay? And clearly the eagle's wings, all right, is the king of Babylon. Okay? It's the king of Babylon. But Daniel says those eagle's wings are plucked. Okay? But it's so clear that the prophecy of the lion with 2 wings of an eagle in Daniel is talking about the king of Babylon, is talking about the covenant. I know there's a lot of confusion out there about, different things. Guys, whatever the masses of people are focused on is not the issue. It's a distraction. It is not necessary the Antichrist is reelected. Okay? You say, yeah, but Leland, you said Donald Trump will get a second term. No, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said voting for the Antichrist is worshiping the Antichrist. Worshiping the Antichrist is taking the mark of the beast. You can look at the video. So what happens, okay, before we get into Haman, okay, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We're going to stay here and really get this solid, guys, in Ezekiel 17. But we talked about Haman, so we're going to talk about Haman and the casting of lots. But he has taken the king's seat and he's made a covenant with them. Nobody else has done this except for Donald Trump. Okay, so he is this king of Babylon. This is what's happened, guys. You can't erase what's happened. You can't erase history. You can't erase words from the Bible. He has made a covenant with them and over them and has taken the mighty of the land. Okay? The ram. Okay? So this is mighty is in the Hebrew means ram. It's the promised land. Okay? And this is a major aspect of what the Antichrist, according to the Jews' standpoint, is to give them the land, that the kingdom might be based, that it might not lift up itself. By keeping of his covenant, it might stand. But he rebelled against him by sending his ambassadors to Egypt, that they might give unto him horses and much people and prosper. And shall he escape such things? Shall he break the covenant? Okay? As I live, says the Lord, surely in the place of the king dwells, he has made him a king, and his oath he despised, whose covenant he broke. Even him in the midst of Babylon shall die. Okay, so it talks about, it gets into the breaking of the covenant. Okay, the breaking of the covenant, very clear of what it says in Daniel 11 about the breaking of the covenant. But simply put, what have we see? We see the two wings of an eagle is the king of Babylon. The king of Babylon makes the covenant. Okay, nobody else has done this. Nobody else is going to do this in the future. It's happened. Prophecy fulfilled. Okay? So, thus we have in Daniel, it says the two wings of the eagle were plucked. Okay? They were plucked. Now, as we've been explaining to you, the major role of the Antichrist is to institute the mark of the beast. Okay? Of course, when you see the beast in Revelation 13, then you see the charagma. Okay, the charagma in the Hebrew, in the Greek, in the book of Revelation, charagma means to etch on a stone. Okay, so that etching on a stone, that charagma, okay, is the seal and authority. Okay, so for example, in the ancient times when John is writing the book of Revelation, he says, charagma. This is a unique word, and it means to etch something, to write it on a stone. Okay? Now, what would happen is you would have your name, your location. Okay? It's like an ID card. Okay? So the mark of the beast is like an ID card as well. So you etch this thing. Now, at the ancient times, they would also have the seal of Rome. Of the Roman Empire was an eagle. Okay? It was the seal of an eagle was the charagma, was the mark of the beast. Now, quick review on the mark of the beast. As we said, charagma is the Greek word found in Latin at the time of Christ that John is using to describe the mark of the beast. A stamp, an imprinted mark, a mark on the forehead and the right hand, the badge of the followers of who? Antichrist. Okay? So, here you can see an example of what this looked like, where you would have the name of the person, and the other side of this, they have a hand. So this is what John is referring to with the mark of the beast. Now, the mark of the beast also has the seal, the identification token in that example, all right, of the Calvary. But you can see several of these bula, all right, and notice what it says. As we look at the word, a charagma is a well attested to have been an imperial seal of the Roman Empire used in official documents during the 1st and 2nd centuries. Okay? So a charagma is a well attested to have been the imperial seal. Now, when we look at that imperial seal, this is an actual example of one. What do you see? You see an eagle, don't you? Okay? So the imperial seal of the authorization of the Roman Empire has an eagle. All right? So we would fully expect that the Antichrist would do the same thing. When he would issue the decree of the mark of the beast, he would do so with the eagle. Okay? And also we know that the eagle and the eagle's wings is what's plucked. Okay? But we want to make this clear that this is what you've been seeing with the mark of the beast, but you may not have realized it. The same exact seal that the Apostle John saw in his day relating to the Empire of Rome. When Rome is restored and the charagma, the mark of the beast, the pharmakia is instituted again. It's the same exact seal. So the same day the Antichrist institutes the mark of the beast, does so with the seal of the Roman Empire. Hopefully this is clear to you that Donald Trump is the Antichrist. This is the seal, and that is the mark of the beast, the pharmakia. So he is the lion with 2 wings of an eagle. The wings of an eagle is the authority of the Roman Empire, the restored Roman Empire, United States, and the wings and authority of the eagle is plucked from the lion. Okay? Now, the other thing is Donald Trump does not have to be reelected. We told you about voting for the Antichrist. Voting for the Antichrist in the book of Esther and the Haman is akin to worshiping the Antichrist. So voting for the Antichrist is worshiping the Antichrist. Those that worship the Antichrist, those that worship the beast, take the mark of the beast. Okay? So Donald Trump is the Antichrist. He is the lion with 2 wings of an eagle, and the wings are